Welcome, everyone. My name is Kim Klingler. I'm with the Columbia Pike Revitalization Organization, and this is one of our additional connecting and collaborating sessions, and today we're focusing on diverse communities. Oh, there we go. So really, thank you so much for joining. We know you're busy. We know there's a lot of moving parts right now. We know people are playing whack-a-mole and trying to figure out, throw spaghetti on the wall and figure out what sticks and what doesn't. But really, people are adjusting and people are pivoting and finding silver linings. So we want to thank you for your time today, for joining us. Please feel free to use the chat window to ask questions. We did receive some questions ahead of time. We also recognize through these sessions that people really connect and collaborate in the chat window, so don't be shy. And we will also have a recording of this posted to our website later on as well. Real quick, I just wanted to touch on a few things before we actually launch into the speakers, which is the most important part of this session. Really our response as CPRO during COVID-19, our speakers, Q&A, and then just making sure we're staying connected and continuing this conversation. During COVID-19, we have done a lot of things that we never thought we would do. We are now bouncers at a farmer's market, a grab-and-go farmer's market. Our Buy a Nurse lunch program was incredibly successful, fully funded with over $40,000. We're delivering lunches to Virginia Hospital Center, Mary Marshall Assisted Living, and Arlington Pediatric Center. And the community has just been so generous in donating money, time, and the businesses and restaurants donating, well, not donating, but actually providing lunches. We've also done a lot of technical assistance for our businesses, whether it be taking a picture of their menu and putting it on Facebook or helping them apply for a grant. Also, please notice the orange business banners up and down Columbia Pike. If you see a business that you know is open and they don't have an orange banner, let us know. We will get them a banner. More recently, in the past 2 to 3 weeks, we've also pivoted. We're going to hear this word a lot. Because the Buy a Nurse lunch program was so successful, people still wanted to donate, but our nurses were saying, hey, we have enough food, we're okay. But our families need produce. A lot of our families in 22204 and on the Pike need produce. So if you go to our website now, you can buy a box of produce. We will be delivering our first round, our pilot, to Gilliam Place over the next week, as well as Our Lady Queen of Peace. We want to be able to expand the scope of the program, but that does take money and more produce. So if you have ideas, let us know. We also published our form-based code position paper, which really looks at how the Pike develops, especially after COVID-19, when retail will be different. Do we really need to require the certain type of retail we have today in the future? Or can we be more flexible, like the county has been during this entire process? And then also, this is our fourth connecting and collaborating session. We want to do more, and we want to thank our previous speakers. So if you have any ideas, please put them in the chat. We are open to suggestions. And before I leave this page too, I do want to thank the county because they have helped us lift signage restrictions, and they've also helped us temporarily move our farmers market to a larger location to allow for social distancing. So really kudos there, really kudos. So next up, I'm going to introduce you to Stephen Gregory Smith, our program director, and he's going to introduce our speakers. Stephen, take it away.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this very rainy morning. First of all, I'd like to welcome our first speaker, Fikru Abebe, with the Enterprise Development Group of the Ethiopian Community Development Council, or as we know it, the ECDC. Fikru, can you just speak to your challenges, opportunities, any creative solutions you guys have come up with? Lay it on us. Tell us how you've been.
Thank you. Again, thank you for the opportunity to join this wonderful team. Great work that you are doing. I mean, I'm sure many of you do know Enterprise Development Group. This is an organization that came into existence legally around 2001. So it's almost about 20 years now. And providing integrated and kind of bundled services. It's kind of one-stop shop. So providing a loan for micro business, for consumable loan, even in terms of like car loan that people can use for Lyft, Uber, personal loan, saving incentives, particularly with IDA, ORR, for tuition, school tuition, vocational skills, apprenticeship payment, affordable commercial space. We have also close to 35 incubation kickstart, particularly for those who are starting new business, because commercial space is very, very expensive, particularly for new beginners. So we have a affordable commercial space by way of incubation, but at the same time, also those who come in and occupy as kickstart project the space, they need to graduate within 3 years so that the others can come in and occupy the space as well. Free tax preparation and facilitated self-assistance, credit builder and repair and maintenance loan from 500 to 2,000. So we say at the enterprise development group, there is no rejectee. So even if they have like 300, 350 credit score, when they come, we help them go through some process until they improve their score to 600, 650, and then take them to the next step up loan. Citizenship loan. And now, in fact, even we have a community advantage loan fund, a guaranteed loan by SBA, and then the whole pre and post loan, technical assistance and training and counseling. So up to now, we have reached close to over 2,400 clients and provided over 34 million US dollars. Talking of strategic plan, we have now the 2019-2023 strategic plan, and by the end of the fiscal year 2023, we are targeting to do 500 clients per year from the current 175 to 200 clients per year, and disbursing 10 million by fiscal year 2023 from the current 4.5 to 5 million per year. So a big jump and a big ambition. Otherwise, in terms of the COVID crisis and storm, definitely significant impact on the clients that we are serving. Either they are closed their business or making meager income, so unable to sustain, and some have already defaulted payments. And EDG has also significantly reduced the number of new clients being served, recruited, and that's definitely reduced loan and portfolio. So what we are really trying to do is definitely provide our clients a 2 months deferral in terms of principal in the interest payment, April and May. In fact, we are now even considering into extending another 1 month deferral, but at the same time also considering providing bridge loan for those who have still a business and contract like transportation truck, but they are not being paid timely. So they could not really make either a repayment or even payment to insurance, all other financial obligations that they need to. So kind of considering a bridging fund. But we are also introducing new loan products, particularly in terms of a typical one is a loan product up to $3,000 that we have introduced for our Afghan women to make a mouth mask at their home. And in terms of income, both the wife and now even the husband is also supporting the women in the business. They're really making a business, income even more than $100 a day. Definitely, we are also helping clients access the PPP, EIDL, Arlington Grant, Fairfax Grant, State of Maryland Grant, DC Grant, and what have you. Not only communicating to them frequently in terms of encouraging them to apply, but at the same time also supporting and helping the clients navigate through the loan application process. So we are also currently processing PPP loans. We have done already 20, and possibly we are, based on our experience, we're planning to increase that number as well. Otherwise, I mean, definitely this is also, in a way, a challenge, definitely in terms of crisis, but an opportunity to wake up to a new reality as well. So we're looking into, what are the newly emerging markets, the products and services, even the donor landscape, the new prospect partners, the way we work, and the whole digital transformation in terms of going virtual, whether it's outreach, marketing, so on and so forth. So I think I will just stop there. If you allow me to continue, I will just go on. So I will stop there and probably deal questions and answers.
Thank you so much. That was great. Yeah, it's a different world, and every day things keep changing, but we keep rolling with it. All right, up next we have Eddy Campos Molina, a loan officer and small business coach at Latino Economic Development Center, or LEDC as we know it. Eddy, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm well. How are you doing, Stephen? How is everybody today on this rainy day?
Good. I was trying to remember the last time that we were together was down on the West End in January, and it's kind of hard to believe in this short
how much has changed
time. Yeah, we're now seeing each other on a screen.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you again. Thank you all for having me. I really appreciate Kim reaching out and giving me the opportunity to kind of share more about LEDC and a little bit of what we've been working on during these times.
Yeah. If you could just speak to your challenges, opportunities, creative solutions, what you guys have been doing. I know you've been doing a lot to help get customers, clients, connected with loans, etc. Just could you speak to that?
Absolutely. I wanted to give just a little bit of background on LEDC in case there are those on the call that are unfamiliar with our organization. So we started in DC as a nonprofit, and our mission is to help underserved communities to prosper. So we do that in a couple of different ways. One of the ways is through small business development. So we do small business coaching. We offer one-on-one, assistance to people who are looking to either start a business or if maybe their business needs a tune-up. So we can go through and create a business plan. Business plans are very important. So many of our clients really want to get eager to register, but there's a lot of planning involved too. And our focus is to really help these businesses be successful in the long run. So that's one portion. The other portion is that we are a CDFI. So we do microloans, and we do loans up to $250,000 backed by the SBA. And the difference between us and some traditional lenders are that our requirements aren't as, with banks, for instance, many startups are not able to receive startup funds because they don't have 2 years of tax returns. We offer a seed loan to help get them started. And it's our mission to kind of help people get started and for them to graduate, and then they can kind of go on and they can seek financing from traditional financial institutions. We offer credit building loans, which are really beneficial for those who are credit invisible. We offer the small business loans for startups and for businesses looking to expand. We also offer loans for people looking to pay for their citizenship costs. So there's a variety of products that we do in the lending sphere to really help all the communities. Since we've been in operation for a little over 20 years, and since then we've expanded into Maryland, Virginia, and most recently Puerto Rico, mostly on the west side of the island where they need us the most. So that was very exciting. We also help with sorry, I just got a little mixed up with my words here. We help with with tenant organizers in DC. So that is a big focus in our DC market, but also in Virginia, we offer free first-time homebuyer education courses, and that helps people to secure their first home. So since the pandemic has happened, we have pivoted, like Kim has been saying, and we've been really focusing on getting our clients and new clients in touch with the resources that they need to kind of survive. So we've been doing a lot of technical assistance with helping with people to apply for the EIDL, the PPP, and most recently we've come out with a resiliency loan. So this loan is available to everyone, not just small businesses, and it has flexible payment options, and I will share these links a little bit after I talk. And we also are processing PPP loans. So for those who were not able to make the first couple of rounds through their bank, we are processing them. And you can apply if you haven't already applied, you can apply with us, and that application process is open as well. And I'll share that link with everyone as well. But, you know, some of the challenges is just that the timing for some of the resources. Everybody's applying at the same time, so clients are, you know, we need help now in this moment, and we're working as diligently and as fast as possible. So that's definitely been one of the major challenges that we've had. So we have been working literally around the clock, trying to make sure that we can get help to those who need it the most. And, you know, partnering has been the biggest thing that has helped with us, is communicating with organizations like CPRO. I'm based here in Arlington, so I'm regularly communicating with the Biz Launch team, Tara Palacios, Alex Held, and Lourdes Morales, and helping them with the applications for the Arlington grant specifically, telling clients about the Fairfax grant that's coming available soon. And also, we've been providing a lot of free webinar events. So a silver lining to all of this is, you know, we had lots of events beforehand, which were free, but now we're doing more webinars, and we have a huge list of all the upcoming workshops that we have coming on. Many of them are in English, some of them are in Spanish. If you have any suggestions for any workshops that you would like to see, we're always happy and welcome to hear what the input, because we want to really help everybody during this time the best way we can. And I will also share a link to all of our events as well. But yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell what's been going on with us.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind putting those links in the chat, and if anyone listening has any suggestion for any future webinars for Eddy, please put that in the chat as well. That would be very helpful. Thank you, Eddy, for all of that, and be well, my friends. We're going to move on now to Paty Funegra, founder and chief executive officer at La Cocina, Virginia, in the beautiful new Gilliam Place building. Kim and I attended the opening of this. It was this past fall, right? It's time. I can't keep track of time these days. It's very strange. So Paty, can you tell us what's happening in your world? What's happening with La Cocina?
Yes, well, thank you very much for this invitation. I don't think I could have picked a better platform to share what's going to come to the Columbia Pike corridor pretty soon, a new jewel that will join the other small businesses and groups and nonprofits that work on the Pike. I'm happy to see LEDC present. We have worked not with Eddy directly, but with the rest of the team in the past. I have heard of ECDC, and I'm sure we will have a chance to work together soon. I am the CEO and the founder of La Cocina VA, a nonprofit that focuses on workforce and entrepreneurship development in the food service industry. Created in 2013, initially to serve the Latino community with workforce development, vocational and technical education in culinary arts, a bilingual program certified by Northern Virginia Community College and the National Restaurant Association. From the basement of a church in Arlington, we have been doing so much magic, transforming the lives of women and young individuals from the Latino community. These women suffer from domestic abuse and human trafficking and chronic poverty and unemployment that were not able to find a light at the end of the tunnel, not able to increase their skills, to learn the language. So La Cocina was born to serve initially that population. We have a record of 85% of job placement, working with a large portfolio of hotels and restaurants that were eager to hire our students as soon as they finish the program. 78% of retention rate after 1 year of placement, which means that our graduate students have been receiving constant income for at least 12 months after graduation. We also run a food assistance program and delivering to affordable housing units, and APA has been our main partner, recipient of those meals for their residents. And Volunteers of America, also in the Columbia Pike, their homeless shelter has been receiving our meals for these past 5 years. With our intention was to promote healthy eating among populations in need, and also utilize our resources to reduce waste and put together those meals at the end of the day after students practice and learn their new culinary technique, prepare these meals, pack them, and deliver to other members in need in the community. 2 years ago, we were approached by APA and by the Arlington Presbyterian Church, fantastic partners that thought about La Cocina as an ideal partner to share the space at Gilliam Place. Columbia Pike and Lincoln is where Gilliam Place opened its doors in November of last year to receive and welcome residents in their 173 affordable housing units. And La Cocina started 2 years ago a fundraising campaign, a capital campaign, to raise $3 million to be able to build our facility there. That is a very complex operation that will offer culinary training, tripling our capacity from 40 individuals a year that we were training in the basement of this church at Mount Olivet to train 120 individuals, place them in jobs and follow them to keep increasing their skills and their income through time. The second very interesting business that we're gonna run out of this new facility that we call it the Zero Barriers Training and Entrepreneurship Center. The concept behind that name is that each individual that crosses the door of our center will see their barriers either mitigated, reduced, or eliminated because we will serve them with an array of different services. The second program is the Small Business Incubator, where we are welcome all the entrepreneurs of color, low-income immigrants from the entire region, but focusing on the Columbia Pike, to offer them capacity building training, a program that has been created with a human-centered design in mind, knowing exactly what is that this population, immigrant population or low-income populations, need to understand and master in order to launch successful businesses. It's also a bilingual program. The second piece of this service is access to our commercial infrastructure, industrial equipment, and storage facilities to make the dream of starting the actual business from there. The third component will involve LEDC as a partner to offer micro-lending opportunities for these individuals. And finally, at the tail of the service, we will provide them with distribution opportunities, help them sell their products among retails and farmers markets. We are launching also catering company, hiring students to staff this catering service, providing events, food services to private events, corporations. But the piece that excites me the most is our capacity to provide healthier meals to children at schools, to seniors at residents' homes, and to different communities that lack access to meals. For example, we are closing a contract pretty soon with Fairfax County to serve the Muslim community with halal meals. There, during the crisis, they have identified that this population is not able to access those type of meals. So there is a gap there. There is a gap in Arlington as well that we are intending to support when our operations open. So the status of the construction site, based on my contractor this morning, is that we will be able to access the space in June 10th, and we're expecting to open the doors after the July 4th holiday. Considering, as you can imagine, all the restrictions and conditions that our governor will share with us, hopefully soon. We have made so many changes to our initial idea of how we were going to offer these services. We started a risk management task force a month ago. We called it Disrupting the Disruption. So coming with all our eagerness and energy to pivot, as Kim mentioned, that's the word of the day, to re-engineer and redesign and adapt our offers to what our clients and their emerging needs really require from us to support. So we are now going to launch pretty soon a call in the community to identify entrepreneurs local makers of food products to be able to access our services with different subsidies, with different additional economic support so they can afford using our space. We're going to launch crowdfunding campaigns to individually serve all of them. And finally, the other aspect is our cafe, and I will finish with this piece. Our cafe is also going to reach out to local vendors. Our menus are going to be built by our local makers that could provide their products to be offered and distributed to our cafe. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think somebody is not muted themselves.
Oh, okay.
It might be Dr.
So lots of things.
Sorry, go ahead, Patty.
I was just going to say lots of things and changes. My team is overwhelmed by the disruption and all the challenges. However, very excited to put in place what we have been working for so long. And this is a perfect time. It's like the perfect storm, and we can't wait to be part of the Columbia Pike congregation of goodness.
Well, I have to echo, Carmen Romero has just commented in the chat that you are an inspiration. I would love to echo that sentiment, and we're so excited to see everything that La Cocina does.
Oh,
The whole building, the concept of it, everything is such an inspiration. So we can't wait for you to join the family here on the Pike.
Thank you, guys.
So we'll be working with you soon, and we'll be there cheering you on with a mask on, you know, at your opening.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Patty. Speaking of masks on, Claudia, Salazar, I am so not used to seeing you without a mask on, because when I've seen you at our nurse lunch donation pickups, we're like at a safe distance with our masks on. So it's so strange to see so many people's faces. It's something I think we're all gonna have to try to get used to again eventually, but it's safe in these settings, of course. So Claudia Salazar, for those who don't know, is the owner of Café Saison, which if you've not been, you're way late to the party, because the best food. We partner with Café Saison through several events, through one of our member mixers last fall, which seems like a lifetime ago. But then most recently through our Donate Nurse Lunch program, Claudia and her team has provided meals, even late night meals, for Virginia Hospital Center, Mary Marshall Assisted Living, and the pediatric ward in the Bank of America building. So thank you so much for all of your delicious meals that I've partaken in as well throughout the course of the years. But can you tell us your challenges, what you've been going through? I know that for a short period of time you were closed, and then you reopened. So that's an inspiration, because any restaurant during this crisis that has gone through that and has the strength and will and determination to open back up is just, it's incredible. So tell us a little bit about your story, Claudia, with what you've been going through.
Sure. First, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you to all of you at CPRO for organizing this connection meetings and for having me today. Yeah, as you said, we were closed for about a month. We decided that because our sales at the beginning of March dropped a lot. So we had to, reorganize and close. But to tell you the truth, being part of this great community helped us a lot to reopen sooner than we were expecting. As you said before, we are part of the Pioneers Lunch Program, and we're really pleased to do that. And because we were doing that, the South Arlington Lions Club prepay in advance for 200 meals, and it was a nice check that helped us to restart again. Also, we are preparing some lunch for the Shirlington Education. The Shirlington Workers and Education Program with Andres Tovar, and also they are buying some lunches every week, and that also helps a lot, you know. But we really are supported by our customers. You know, they are the ones that encourage us every day to stay afloat and to keep open. And, you know, it's nice to see them around here trying to give us all their best wishes. And we really are glad to be in this area, in this community that is very supportive. And for now, our goal, I would say, is just to keep our employees at work. You know, we are managing hours. We have the front people, our waitresses, cashiers. They are trying and helping out on the kitchen line so they can, you know, make some hours. We're trying to, with our moms, just, you know, because they have to stay at home with the kids. So we are managing to give them like weekend hours or some hours that they can leave the kids with dad or somebody else. So we're trying to do that. We're trying to stay afloat, and we're trying to just keep our employees, you know, on the line.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that in the past, of course, in the past world that we used to live in, Café Saison did a lot of like entertaining and concerts and music and stuff. So that's got to be kind of missing in your world right now. But you know, the changes that I've seen even in any of the restaurants, it's just so interesting how on a dime all of you have just kind of changed the way you do everything and evolved. And it's been great having you to be a part of the nurse lunch program. Do you have, and I have to be in touch with you because I have a list on my wall of like dates for the nurse lunch, and I have to coordinate June. So we'll be talking to you soon about that.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah. Do any of the panelists so far that have spoken have any comments, questions, anything for each other that you would like to ask?
Well, Stephen, I have been talking to many other members of the community and also from our local agencies, from our local government. And we find each other at the intersection where this crisis represents so many opportunities to contribute to change the systemic problems that exist with food access and just the lack of opportunities that our low-income families have to access healthier options. And one of them, which I like the most, is the one that involves small businesses. So this opportunity that we have with Fairfax County to feed this particular population involves all our entrepreneurs. So we will collectively come and provide these services to, in this case, Fairfax County, but we also know that in Arlington, we have a large percentage of kids that go to bed hungry. And we haven't really figured out a way to fix that problem, but I think now we are also eager, so motivated and sensitive to that problem that this is the moment for Café Sazón to come together, for La Cocina and other members of the small business community to come with interesting, smart solutions to raise awareness in our government of the opportunity that the small business community represents to fix those systemic problems as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's interesting the laser kind of focus we all now have all of a sudden. When the other opportunities or options are taken off the table, we go, oh, everyone should be paying attention to these things, and everyone should have been all along. But better late than never, and it's better that we're all together heading in the same direction. Any other comments from any of the other panelists to each other? Everyone wants to order from Café Saison. I've seen that in the comments. I'm getting hungry for Café Saison.
Just guys have the best empanadas.
All right. So Amanda, does it look like we have some questions in the chat that you'd like to bring up? if you would unmute yourself, that would help.
Of course, I knew I was muted. I knew that. Yes. So one of our first questions we received was, and I apologize, I've been monitoring the chat, so if this was already spoken to, what are some innovative promotion efforts that you all have been using to increase your customer base? I know a lot of traditional marketing and door-to-door and word of mouth has definitely declined in this age. So let us know if there are any new ways that you've been engaging customers, and if you're thriving or just surviving.
Claudia, do you want to speak to that?
I will say we're just surviving for now, but we are very sure that we will be thriving soon with all our customers and all the community helping us and encouraging us. Well, not really. We are not doing anything else to bring more customers. The applications like Uber and Grubhub are helping, so we are getting more orders than before through these applications. But we're not doing anything new, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just enough to get through, let alone have a marketing plan, or some kind of innovative methods. Anyone else want to touch on that question, or do you want to move to the next question?
We have put together, thanks to the Arlington Community Foundation and Arlington County, an emergency fund money to support our clients. 90% of our graduates lost their jobs. So as we can imagine, they are not able to afford rent and medicine. So we are helping them survive. But the analogy I like to make is, I'm a runner. So the analogy is, we, La Cocina, is at the finish line, waiting for the runners to finish the race. We are here to provide them with the food and the bananas to prevent the cramps on the legs, water because they are thirsty. We know how that feels. So we are getting ready in a few more weeks to open the facility, but also to support them to obtain these jobs back, to start their businesses and start generating money right away, and to collaborate with others to feed more people in a healthy way. So surviving now, but ready to start when they cross the finish line.
That's great. All right.
Our next question.
Amanda, can you unmute Fikru?
I have asked him to unmute. I think he has a self-muted, so I've unmuted him from our end. So as soon as he's ready to speak, he can unmute himself.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Next.
Our next question is about what safety standards you all have maybe put in place since this all has begun, as you meet with, I know, Paty, since La Cocina is not quite open in your new space just yet, but any protocols you plan to put in place or that you've put in place as you conduct business to get ready. Same with Eddy, as you try to maybe meet with clients and people. And I know, Claudia, you've probably implemented a lot of new protocols. I know Stephen even alluded to them earlier about how we're used to always seeing you with a mask. So yeah, the next one is about what kind of safety protocols you all have implemented and what's been working for you to keep everyone safe.
Paty, do you want to go first as to what La Cocina is doing?
Sure. So we have a first solid draft of our protocol in terms of just following food establishments regulations with the National Restaurant Association and US Foods. However, it's a draft because what's going to be more important is the type of regulations and restrictions that are imposed or ordered by our governor. Social distancing obviously is the most relevant one. We have also protocols for working from home. We have a office share space, which is not going to be able to be used the way it was thought. So some people will work from home, some people will come to the office, hours of operations, emergency protocols. So all those things are being prepared and ready to be adapted as soon as we have the more official information from the government.
Awesome. Eddy, do you want to speak to that at all? Like what
Sure.
Going back to work is looking like for you?
Well, currently we're all teleworking, and we're monitoring the situation to make sure it's safe for us to go back. But in terms of working with clients, planning has just been very important, whether it's coming up with signage to indicate that you're open. Also, even during this difficult time, it could be hard to keep up with social media or an online presence, but really encouraging to mark themselves as open, especially on Google, since they opened that new feature, partnering with the delivery applications. We've also hosted workshops on how to increase sales during this time or shifting your business to online. So it's mostly just been helping our clients pivot to keep up and keep them safe along with their clients. And that's what we've been doing with that.
Awesome, thank you. Fikru, can you unmute yourself? Would you like to speak to this?
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know I was being remotely controlled. Well, in fact, Enterprise Development Group, decided to close the office for public since almost like March 16. So almost at large, many staff working from home. But for any critical workflow process that need to be completed as far as EDG business operation is concerned, always essential staff showing up in the office. Only thing is we make it sure that it is staggered so that no more than 5 staff will be in the office at any one particular moment. So individuals can come at any convenient time, talk with other colleagues who is really in the office and what have you. Not necessarily only Monday through Friday, but even, there are those who made an arrangement to come on Saturday and Sunday and no show up on Monday through Friday. So we really became so flexible in terms of what staff feel, okay, this is the way we feel safe for us, for ourselves, for our colleagues. And this is also the way we felt we can become productive as we go through this crisis in terms of, keeping the business operation of the organization, but at the same time also in terms of safety of the clients. Clients, we still do even free tax service, but at the same time also in terms of the traditional loan process, initiating, reviewing, approving, and what have you. But appointment, with the customers and clients is done by appointment. And there is a drop place for documents as well. So, and again, all the, the safety precautions that need to be done around the office in terms of deep cleaning and sanitization of the whole building, the whole office floor, disaggregating staff that are sitting in the same office, like 2 staff can't sit in the same office now. So we need to make an arrangement that only 1 staff in 1 office. And all the rest in terms of, the mask, the 6 feet distance, all the hand washing, all those strictly observed and complied. So.
Okay. Claudia, what's different for Café Saison right now as far as the safety precautions? I mean, a lot, right?
A lot. Well, basically, we increased, all our sanitization, disinfection process that we always have in place, of course, before all this. But now we increased, I will say, to do like all the disinfection. We do maybe every 10 minutes, surfaces that people may be in touch with, customers. We also are working with healthy staff. We are very sure that our employees are not being in contact with anybody sick, or if they are sick, we always ask them to check their temperature. Their temperature.
Mm-hmm.
And we are always monitoring if the kids are okay, families are okay, so we don't get in contact. Of course, the using of masks, that's everybody has to do it now. We try for them to be able to change their mask at least twice where they are at work. Hand washing as always, but increasing all these procedures. And for ordering, we had to arrange our tables on a circle so customers don't go, when at each other, to keep social distancing while they're ordering. We have a safety thing there so we can, talk to customers. And well, basically everything we can, everything that comes from our minds to keep our customers and ourselves healthy, and in making also customers aware. We have a sign there that they need to use a mask to be inside, or some kind of covering their faces. Basically,
That's great. I know, I mean, everyone's been so resourceful. Even at our farmers market, vendors have been putting saran wrap up as like face shield, like between tent, arms. So everybody's doing the best they can. Amanda, what else do you have? There's a very active chat going on.
There is. So we've got two more. We've probably got time for two more. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. There are two next ones. Particularly for, I guess, LEDC and ECDC, have you found when talking to your clients that they've had difficulty accessing unemployment insurance, their stimulus benefits, or any other sufficient support mechanisms that are out there? I know a lot of people trying to call in for unemployment were calling for weeks and couldn't get through. There's been a lot of issues there. And if you've actually been quantifying the total needs of your communities, if you've really done some analysis on what exactly the communities need, things like that. Eddy, do you want to speak to that first?
Sure. Basically, we have seen a lot of clients that are not able to access the stimulus or don't qualify for certain programs. And so in response to that, we created the resiliency loan. And also we share a lot of programs that are grant-based with a lot of our clients and put them in communication and help them with the application process for some of these other opportunities, particularly for those who don't have a social security number. Many of them have been excluded from a lot of the benefits that are happening, but we've been helping in the best way we can with that, with the resiliency loan and with all the other grant opportunities that are around. And I think was that the whole question, is how people are receiving it. The unemployment has been a little tricky in Virginia, so I know we have been helping people, and I personally have helped people virtually through Zoom. So they share their computer screen with me, and whether it's translation and they don't understand a certain question, I help them navigate through that process. So we do everything that we can to get people the access that they need and get them what they need to make it through this difficult time.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
ECDC, if Fikru has anything.
Yeah. Well, it's basically, again, definitely there are, customers struggling in terms of navigating through the unemployment benefits and stimulus, as is also the case, with other relief funds, not to mention, in fact, PPPPP, but particularly initially. So basically, for us, as EDG, for those who are really struggling, like I said, we have made a 2 months deferral in terms of principal and interest payment. And now we are even seriously discussing in terms of extending it by 1 month. But at the same time, also, considering kind of bridge loan for those, again, who are really struggling, to go through the crisis. They're working, but payment is not really on time, so they cannot fulfill their financial commitment. So the bridge loan that we are, discussing and considering now, the new loan products that we are also talking and quickly introducing, with some minimal, something probably similar to resilience loan that people are really significantly affected can utilize.
Okay. Amanda, we have several questions, but let's see what we have time to
get. But our last one, I think we have time for, that's important to address, is actually about expanding outdoor seating and things like Café Saison, for example, definitely has some front area parking outside of their space that could be repurposed as an outdoor patio. And I know this is something a lot of people are working on. We actually addressed it in our session on Wednesday that will be posted online, hopefully Monday or Tuesday. But I think Kim might want to kind of reiterate what was said on Wednesday's call.
Absolutely. So we were fortunate on Wednesday to be joined by Clarendon Alliance, Lee Highway Alliance, and the Chamber of Commerce. And so in collaboration with our partnerships and with our bids and with the Chamber, we are submitting letters to the county, and very timely letters about how do we assist businesses with reopening, whether it be the grants that AED is already doing, or as Amanda alluded to, outdoor seating. So we have heard from the county, and we'll be hearing more from the county next week, but they are convening a task force with a DES, Transit, Public Safety, Department of Health and Human Services to really try to move the ball quickly on this, to find solutions for outdoor seating. Because I know many of us look at what other countries are doing or what other states are doing. They're shutting down portions of roads, they're opening up parking lots. What I love about what Arlington County is doing right now, and Paty also alluded to what Fairfax County is doing, is being flexible and learning from each other. The reason we asked about the business banners was because we had a resident say, hey, I saw this in Fairfax. Why can't we do that in Arlington? So we're all really learning from each other and being creative moving forward.
Shout out to Rita Rudson for that idea. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Rita.
I will echo that and say that the county has been incredibly flexible, and it's been fantastic. And let's hope we can keep finding ways to pivot. Word of the day.
Yes.
Amanda, do we have anything else?
I think that was it for the majority of questions for this group.
Okay.
So
I think there are a couple others we'll be passing along to other people within our organization to get back to some people. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And keep them coming in the chat because we do want to be sensitive to your time. Speaking of the county, we are going to do a little PSA here, and we do have Tanya with communications on the chat. So if you have questions or if we need to open up her mic, but you'll notice two pieces of information here. Number one, there is going to be an open testing site, no referral, walk up, drive up on Tuesday at Barcroft Community Center. That has not been publicly released yet. I believe the press release is coming out later today, and we will share this as appropriate in partnership with the county. The other thing you see in the bottom right-hand corner is the signs that have gone up all over Arlington County. English on one side, Spanish on another, depending on what neighborhood you are in, what language is there. So it's been great to see that, and that the hotline is being staffed, and that takes a tremendous amount of effort. Also, many people alluded to this today, safety first. We want to reopen. We want to have a safe economy, but we have to be safe and healthy and well. So we really appreciate everyone, for instance, who attends the farmer's market, who wears a mask, so we keep each other safe. And then the census. My understanding is deadlines are being extended, but we still are behind, especially in 22204 in Columbia Pike, in getting our census inquiries in. So whatever you can do to help us get the word out, to get more people to take the census online before people come out in person, would just be fabulous. So if you have any ideas, if you know additional property managers, if you know how to get into closed buildings safely, please do let us know. And with that, we truly just want to stay connected. You'll see all of our information here. There's a bunch of stuff coming in the chat. Is there anything else I need to call out?
I will say that we have actually updated our social media handles yesterday, in fact, so apologies here, but they are all now at Columbia Pike VA if you're looking for us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn.
So Stephen, you want to close it out?
Well, I just would like to thank all of our panelists. It was so great to see all of you, hear your voices. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for being a part of this discussion today. And thank you for all that attended. And we will be in touch. Please reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns, anything at all. go to our website. You can find all of us there. And until then, just stay safe, sanitized, and sane. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.